What up? This is Rama Screen covering movies, TV, and entertainment, and here's my review of Netflix's new movie, Wendell Wild. Hey, before you watch my review, please subscribe to my channel, press that like button, and ring that bell so you can get notified whenever I post new videos. Let's rock this. I actually had the opportunity to screen this movie early in advance back at the Toronto International Film Festival last month, but I chose not to attend it. The reason being is that what I had seen of this film prior to its premiere just did not look appealing nor promising, and turns out I was right. Now, don't get me wrong, big fan of writer-director Henry Selick, who of course gave us Coraline and Nightmare Before Christmas, the latter of which to this day is still considered a fan-favorite gothic Christmas classic. And of course, this film also reunites Jordan Peele and his best bud, Keegan-Michael Key. So for those of us Key and Peele fans, that's a really big deal. Unfortunately though, Wendell Wild is convoluted and bloated, and both the story and the tone are all over the place. I do get what they were aiming for, but almost all of the characters, including the protagonist Kat, are not likable. As I was watching it, I kept waiting and waiting for something that could make this movie special. But that special something just never came. So ultimately, Wendell Wild just doesn't do much for me. And I will file this under the category of a movie that just comes and goes. Co-written by Henry Selick and Jordan Peele and directed by Henry Selick, Wendell Wild is an animated tale about scheming demon brothers, Wendell and Wild, who enlist the aid of Kat Elliot, a tough teen with a load of guilt, to summon them to the land of the living. But what Kat demands in return leads to a brilliantly bizarre and comedic adventure like no other, an animated fantasy that defies the law of life and death, all told through the handmade artistry of stop motion. Voice starring Keegan-Michael Key, Jordan Peele, Lyric Ross, Angela Bassett, James Hong, Tamara Smart, and Ving Rhames. It goes without saying that Henry Selick's return to filmmaking is definitely worth celebrating. I mean, whenever a gifted storyteller like him comes back from a long hiatus, it's natural to expect that he would bring with him yet another potential memorable piece. Sadly, in this case, he kinda drops the ball, for the reasons I mentioned earlier. Having said all that, of course, from the technical standpoint, Wendell Wild is impressive. Stop motion animation is always the most difficult, the most time-consuming form of animation, especially such as this, that requires a certain degree of imagination, since the characters can do all kinds of supernatural oddities. Plus the Halloween horror aspect of it all, with limbs mangled, and snots, and bugs blood splattered. And I got nothing against the voice cast. I think the banter dynamics between Key and Peele are still sharp after all these years. And Lyric Ross voices Kat with so much teenage angst and attitude. And some of the visual gags definitely pop and are quite clever. But still, they can't make up for the messy script that doesn't seem to be able to maintain its focus. Halfway through the film, Wendell Wild becomes so tedious and so cluttered, I lose interest entirely, and like a zombie, I just kept staring at the screen while simultaneously hoping for the end credits to roll. It's a shame really, when a movie has so much potential, but falls incredibly short. But such is the outcome of Wendell Wild.